United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon.
That's better. You can hear me then, could you? There you are, you can hear me now. Good morning, look at this, isn't this wonderful? Oh, yes. I love it. This is our new little flamingo here live in the studios of United Kingdom Talk, isn't it? Check that out this morning. I love it. Morning to you, gang. It's Tuesday the 23rd of June 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk with sound as well this morning. It's a little bit of flesh. Would you like that left open slightly? Is that doing anything for you this morning? This is just so totally and utterly amazing, boys and girls. Denise Andrews sent that to me on the post. You should have had a bit of audio going there, but I had a button not pressed. The audio button wasn't pressed in, so sorry about that. But never mind. This is Pinky the Flamingo, and it serves a purpose as well. It is a watering can. It is a watering can, boys and girls. Look, you insert your water into its bumhole, and then the water comes out. Where is it? It's got a little hole here. It's got a little hole in the beak there. I think the water comes out. I haven't actually tested it. I might not use that as a watering can, incidentally. But this is absolutely fabulous. And thank you very much to Denise Andrews, who I see is with us this morning. Blooming marvellous. Let's put him over there. We must put him in sight. Put him in sight over here in front of our one of our. Oh, let's put it here. Let's put him here for now. There we are. Put him there for a while. Pinky the Flamingo. You may not know Denise actually, but I do have another flamingo. That my nephew won me actually at Haven Holidays some time ago. It's more of a soft toy one, and that's up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex. Perhaps we should rename the show, Flamingo Weekly or Flamingo Daily or something like that. That might be an idea, mightn't it? Not only that, we've got flamingos here. We are big fans of flamingos on this show. We are very, very big fans of flamingos. So there we are. Good morning to you, gang. I've dressed in appropriate attire this morning that I didn't mean to have this, but I'll be honest with you. I had on another shirt. I did have another shirt on that I just, shoved something on in the morning to go and have breakfast and all that. And I've got this music running and I thought, oh my God, I've nearly forgotten the flamingo. Ran downstairs to get the flamingo, come up, and it was the last 25 seconds or so. And I sat here and suddenly remembered I hadn't done the shirt and the jacket. How can you forget something like that? I hadn't done the shirt and the jacket. So I grabbed this quickly, which was over there, took off my, eat breakfast food-stained T-shirt off, and then quickly grabbed this one, which was hanging over the banister there, and that's really why I've got this on. But it is summer. It is summer, gang, and we've got some wonderful weather coming towards... What's going on here? Some wonderful weather coming towards us at the moment. In the Sun and all the papers this morning are reporting extreme temperature. Yes, and where's my warning? Where's my warning sound? Yes, we are issuing a red alert, boys and girls, on this show. Red alert! Red alert! Warning! Warning! Red alert! Please stand by. Warning! Warning! Red alert! Red alert! Yes, this is the sort of weather that flamingos like, boys and girls. Isn't that funny, Denise? Isn't it funny that you should send that over to me and then suddenly the weather improves dramatically? Have we got dramatic music? We must have dramatic. Let's have a drum roll instead. Dramatic drum roll. No, there's no raffle today. There's no raffle today, I'm afraid, boys and girls. The raffles are on Monday for our end of show raffles and on Thursday for our Super Chatter raffles. Well, an extreme heat alert. Alert, warning, an extreme heat alert has been issued for the whole of England. Sorry, Scotland. Not happening for you this time. Not happening for you. An extreme heat alert has been issued for the whole of England ahead of 34 degrees centigrade scorcher, which is about 175 degrees Fahrenheit. The Met Office issued the level 2 warning, the level 2 warning, which says there is an 80% probability of heat health criteria. Now, what is heat health? Is that when all the people are on Facebook? Oh, it's too hot. I can't cope. I can't cope. Because I haven't got anything else to talk about. I haven't got anything interesting to say. It's just their constantly sad, lonely, pathetic lives. Every other day is a complete disaster for so many people on Facebook and Twitter. Their latest ailment, the latest illness in the family, the latest leg that's fallen off them, the latest terrible news. Have you seen those people on Facebook? There's never anything good. Those are the sort of people you don't want to follow, boys and girls. They're just so depressing. We got to be happy. In the case of great things that come towards us, boys and girls, and test our patience, we must remain strong. Land of hope and... I should have had that playing behind me then. Perhaps the orchestra have gone home already. They went home a bit early today. Never mind. The Met Office issued this 2-level warning, which says there's an 80% probability of heat health criteria. I can't cope. Being met between 9 a.m. on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow, and 9 p.m. on Friday. So it's 2 days, so it's going to be very, very hot. Very, very hot. Get your fans out. Perhaps you're rich. Have you got someone? Have you got someone that fans you? Excuse me, could you come over and fan me? And they just come over like that and do their fan. That'd be quite nice, wouldn't it? Eh? Reminds me of that programme, It Ain't Half Hot Mum. Do you remember that? When that bloke was standing outside. I think he had a little... It was like a string that came out of the office. And the officers were in the office. And he was outside with his feet on this like wooden string thing, pushing it backwards and forwards. And that kind of moved the air thing in the office, didn't it? Perhaps I could get one of those. Who would like to volunteer to work my fan? The rare alert, the story goes on, the rare alert is triggered when the risk is 60% or above for threshold temperature being reached in one or more regions on at least 2 consecutive days. There are 2 consecutive days, Wednesday and Thursday. It just goes on and on. The news is getting better. At last. At last. This is an important stage for social and healthcare services who will be working to ensure readiness and swift action. Reggie, I know someone on here is very swift with her actions, dear. Mandy Davenport, good morning, Mandy. Always standing by, always ready to dish out pain and suffering for anyone who misbehaves on this channel. Readiness and swift action to reduce harm from a potential heat wave. The UK will be hotter than the Bahamas. Now, in normal times, we could sit here and laugh. We could sit here today and laugh at the people that have spent an arm and a leg travelling on a little old plane and going to the Bahamas. Sadly, there's no one there at the moment. Or in Ibiza. No one in Ibiza. There's 2 people left on Ibiza. You know, and they're both DJs. They're playing in their clubs. There's no one in there. Whatever takes your fancy. Whatever you do. The UK will be hotter than the Bahamas and Ibiza. That's kind of at 2 ends of the scale, really, isn't it? You know, Ibiza, you get the really rich people, I suppose, going to Ibiza, and people like you and me would be in Bahamas, and people like you and me would be in Ibiza, otherwise known as Ibiza. Why is it called Ibiza when there's a Z in it? Is that American? Ibiza. This week, forecasters have predicted we may even see the warmest June day in 44 years. Some of you weren't even here 44 years ago. The mercury might climb over 34 degrees centigrade, which is about 162 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning it's possible that British people will bask in record-breaking temperatures. There we are. So we're looking at that. Thursday looks to be the warmest day of the year so far, okay? Scotland, well, we had a high of 28.9 degrees on May the 29th. Don't think you're going to quite get up there right at the very top of Scotland. I think Lerwick, which is a tiny little place, that you go to the top of Scotland and then travel sort of northeast, and there's a little island called Lerwick. Right, that's only going to get 19 centigrade, which is about 1 degree Fahrenheit, which is very, very disappointing. But never mind. So I hope you're getting ready for the nice warm weather. I do like a bit of warm weather. I'm very, very lucky. I've got one of those air conditioning units, not only here, but 2 of them at my caravan, because they just get so hot inside a caravan. We're looking forward, actually, today to hearing news. I did write that down. I don't know when my notes have gone there. To hearing news this afternoon, I think it's going to be, where they're going to mention hotels and pubs and possibly caravan sites as well. My caravan site is open. I just can't stay there at the moment. You can travel there, but you're not allowed to stay there the night. So we're hoping to hear this afternoon some news on that, and maybe or maybe not, I'll be able to travel up there soon. So that's it. Anyway, yesterday I had a nice little day yesterday. After the show, I went for a walk, turned into a 5-mile walk yesterday, which was very pleasant indeed, through the forest again. As usual, you know, I like going walking through the forest. And then afterwards, after I had lunch, I did another takeout lunch yesterday. That's 2, same fish and chip shop. Same fish and chip shop, Churchill's Fish and Chip Shop. Although this time they weren't as nice as last time. The last time we did that was on, I think it was on Saturday night. I think it was Saturday night. Was it Saturday? No, one afternoon last week. Me and my mate ordered fish and chips from Churchill's Fish and Chip Shop, which is in Bracknell. And it comes, little boxes, little cardboard boxes, which I think is great. All recyclable. I don't like those plastic boxes anyway. The chips and whatever you got in there, they all sweat, don't they? Not only that, and then they put it in a plastic bag. All this arrived inside kind of paper things. The lad delivering it as well. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. It was about 6'4" tall, rather. He arrived in grey tracksuit bottoms. Oh, it was too much. I did invite, would you like to come in and have some of my chips? He ran off. Couldn't wait to get away. Anyway, so we ordered fish and chips yesterday from Churchill's for the second time in less than 7 days. American Express rang me and said, "Are you okay, Mr. Redding? You've ordered 2 takeouts in a week. You don't order any." I don't know what came over me yesterday. It was the halloumi burger, you see. They do halloumi burgers. Oh, they're lovely, they are. Very thick, salty, rubbery cheese stuff it is, halloumi. It's really nice. Can I recommend? Put honey on it. You get that whole sweet and savoury thing. It's so nice. So I had that and the chips. But to be honest, it wasn't as good as last time. There weren't so many chips. And I've got a thing about people giving out small portions of chips, knowing that potatoes cost pennies. And I'm always disappointed when that happens. So we weren't so pleased with what came. It still tasted okay, but not as happy. So I think they might have shot themselves in the foot there. I can't see me ordering from there again, which is a great shame because we like the halloumi burgers. But half the portion of chips, it wasn't quite half, but it was certainly less. Also, my chips didn't come in a little box like they did last time. They came wrapped in a piece of paper. Where's the box? We like the box. Open the little box. Put your stuff on. Wonderful, dear. Wonderful. So that's how it was, unfortunately. So we did that, and he came round because he had ordered click and collect soil from Homebase in Woking, which is a car journey. So we thought we'll have a little car journey. So he came round in his Mini, and off we went to Woking, and you go through some wonderful roads going down there. It's on the way to sort of Guildford from Bracknell. So you cross the main roundabout, you come out of Bracknell, cross the main roundabout, you go one way is M3 London, the other way is M3 Basingstoke, or straight over towards Guildford. And we're driving through here, and it's just a nice drive. It's quite a busy road, but all the houses are different. You know, not like one of these Legoland, wimpy type Barratt type housing estates, which I absolutely hate. Where all the houses look exactly the same and no gardens. No, these are all different types of houses, one next to each other, all detached, nice, probably expensive. We go through a place called Bisley, which has got a lovely village green, very old style, do you know what I mean? And a village hall, that sort of place. And we got to the home base, and he rung up the bloke, and he came outside with his bags of earth. 120. This is the thing. Why did we go all that way? I'll tell you why. £8 for a 120 litre bag. Now these are very heavy. Even I would have trouble carrying one of those. But Ronnie's got a bad back, so he rung the bloke. And the bloke comes out from Homebase and just puts them in the car. And all we do then is pay with the card, you know, no touching anything at all. Just wave the card over this machine, what comes out. Well, I had to go in with the card. So I wave the card over the machine, and that's it. Thanks very much, sir. Bye-bye. You know, I thought it wasn't massively busy in Homebase. I think, was there a queue outside? I can't remember if there was a queue outside or not there. Well, there's a queue outside. Never mind, there wasn't too many people in there. There were certainly people in there sort of milling around, getting tins of paint and that sort of thing. But all we wanted was the bags of earth for £8 for 120 litres was really good. Amazon do deliver them, but they're like 15 quid from there, which is a big difference. So we got two for the price of one. And I had one bag and he had the other. And I managed to struggle in with mine by sort of dragging it along the floor. The only thing with dragging along bags of soil on the road is that you stand a blooming good chance of the bag splitting open and ended up with a road full of soil, which you've just paid for. But that didn't happen, fortunately. So I managed to bring that through. And that was nice. I also had to go to the post office yesterday. That was yesterday morning. Actually, on my walk sometimes, I can go via my post office. And I didn't go down to the sorting office today because the box that I used, I can't remember who won now. Someone won the grey hooded top on Sunday night's bingo. Oh, gosh, I can't remember who it was now. Never mind. Anyway, so I put it in a box, and I looked at this box. I thought, that's not going to go in the drawer. Didn't cost me any more to send it. It was just a bigger box, you know. So I dropped that into the post office, and that was all well and good. My heart sank, actually. There was a little queue waiting to go in the shop, because the post office is like a desk within the newsagent. You know what I mean? And there were about 3 people waiting to go in the shop, and there's a member of staff standing there. Okay, if you'd like to go in now, please. I mean, this must be costing the shops a lot more money, you know, to have a member of staff doing that, extra members of staff cleaning and all that. I suppose it's costing them more money to actually open the shops, really, isn't it, when you think about it? Anyway, so it was my turn to go in, and you go in and you go right round the back and join the queue. There was 2 people in front of me. One was being dealt with, and then my heart sank when I saw the other lady in front of me who had 2 large bags full of parcels and envelopes. Oh, God, you know, here we go. You know, this is one of those people that orders everything online and then sends 3/4 of it back all the time. There's a lot of people like that. It's very, very rare for me to send something back. A lot of people, I mean, I've heard this before, they'll order an item of clothing, right? They've got a night out planned. They will order an item of clothing, try it on, wear it that night, as long as it doesn't get damaged, and send it back. Oh, don't want this. It's outrageous, isn't it? That's what happens. Thanks for your messages coming in. I'm sure there are, so I haven't looked yet. I'll come to those in a minute. But, yeah, it's just... And they send it all back again. Boxes of stuff. Oh, she had these 2 great big bags. I thought, I'm going to be here ages. But no. She'd done the same as I do, right? She's done it all online. If you see, this is the wonderful thing. I only discovered this a little while ago when I started sending out your prizes. You know, when the prizes got a little bit bigger than a fridge magnet, you have to put them in a box or an envelope or something like that. I go online to post office, whatever it is, post office something or other, send a parcel. and then you can you measure your. This is a permanent resident in here now. This is my magic measuring tape. Or I shouldn't have shown you this. I think this is my brother-in-law's. I think I nicked it from him. Don't tell him. I don't know how this ended up in my... Either that or a workman left it here. All right. So this is a resident here, but I kind of know the sizes. And you would be very surprised how big a small parcel can be. You know, a small parcel isn't that. It's actually quite big. And I measured my parcel. It was about this size, actually. It was about this size, the box that I sent yesterday, right? About that size there. And I thought, oh, well, that's going to be a medium parcel. No, small parcel. Anyway, so she'd done the same as me, and you go online, you type in your address and how big the parcel is, then you weigh it, and I've got scales here. Got little scales here, right? You weigh it. Generally, most stuff, everything I've ever sent is under 1 kilo, and it all goes as a small parcel. And you can go second class, $2.95, or first class, $3.58. I only ever sent one thing second class, and it arrived broken, unfortunately. So we won't be doing that again. So I send it first class, £3.58, and then you just you pay your thing with PayPal or credit card, whatever you want. Then you push a button, a label comes out of your printer, and you cut it out and you stick it on the box. And then if it will go into a post box or one of those special drawers they've got outside main post offices and sorting offices, you just pop it in there, close the drawer, and it drops down, and then that's it, done. Or if it's a bit bigger, you simply go into a post office and hand it over. There you go. And she scans it. You can have a receipt if you want to prove that it's been posted or not. And that's it, done. And the lady in front of me had done exactly that. She'd prepaid all her things, so she was only in there for about 2 minutes, handing over, scan, next one, hand it over, scan, all done in a couple of minutes. How many of us have stood behind someone in the post office, my dears, doing endless parcels, and then the worst thing of the lot, the car tax. Oh, don't you love those people? Oh, no. The car tax, dear. You see all these people are going forward, and you see one person in front of you, not much longer now, and they get there, and out comes the car tax envelope. Oh, no, not a car tax. Because that seems to be the thing that takes the longest in there, doesn't it? Blooming car tax, dear. So there we are. I've handed all my stuff even to the post office, and all your items. Maybe some of them will arrive today. Maureen, she won the fridge magnet yesterday. That's in the post for you, Maureen, of course. We don't muck around with posts, dear. Straight in that post, and that's it. Good. What else have we got here? Let's have a... Oh, I was saying to you about that soil, okay? 120 litres. It is heavy, right? But what you want to do is buy the one that hasn't got any sort of... that hasn't got any water ingress. If it's been left outside, some of these big bags of earth, they can get water in them. Then they are really... You can't lift them. You know, you want the one that's had all the water sucked, and it must be a machine that does that, sucks all the water out of them and then puts the plastic around it. Some of them, if you get one that's got water in it, it will be so heavy you can't lift it. Just about managed to drag that thing over to the garden myself there. And talking of gardens, do you remember I told you I'd seeded my garden? Yeah? Reseeded the garden. As in, used my electric raker. Bits and pieces flying all over the place. Yeah? Yeah? Then I sprinkled over my seed, and then I got the hand rake and gently handed it in and then watered it. Well, that was about four days ago. Well, I was out there today, last night, actually, carefully watering because it was looking a bit dry again, so I had the watering on. I thought, I wonder how long it would take to come up. And then I looked. It's all coming up already. 4 days. Looks absolutely wonderful. So in a week or so, it's going to look fantastic out there. There you go. No need to pay gardeners and things like that to come around and sort your lawn out. DIY, dear. DIY Chris is in the house. And talking of DIY Chris, I had a phone call from James, who's the bloke who's going to come round and fix my shed. He rang yesterday afternoon. He said, look, I'm really sorry, Chris, I've lost the measurements. Can I come back? So he popped round while we were having lunch yesterday. He's got some more work as well, actually, because my mate wants to have his the roof of his shed what's it called? You know, the felt stuff. Refelted? Is that how you say it? Re-roofed, refelted. You know, that felt stuff that goes across wooden sheds. He's got to have that redone because it was all torn and coming off. So that's going to be sorted, and he's going to book him for that. Apparently, he's going around there at 4 o'clock to have a look at that. So all things are happening, I'm pleased to say. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that James is going to be able to do. I've only found him on Facebook. James is going to do that. I'm hoping at some point this week, if I'm lucky, because I have a feeling next week we might be able to start travelling around and staying away from home for a while. All right. Do you know, I was sitting here earlier. A bird flew. Does that happen to you? I keep having birds fly into the window. I think they are secret. They are secret agents from other YouTubers who are desperately trying to come in here and see how it all works. It's all one big secret here, you know. It's secrets. Secrets. That's what it is. I keep getting birds flying into the window. That's about 3 now this year so far. And you're sitting here and suddenly you hear a bang. And the bird's trying to come in. I mean, birds are not that thick. Flies are stupid, aren't they? Don't you think flies and wasps and bees are a bit thick? You know, they keep banging their heads against the window. You never see any blood, though, do you? Why is that? You know, if I went over to that window now and banged my head on it enough, it would start bleeding. Doesn't seem to happen to flies, does it? Doesn't knock them out. Or maybe it does. Because sometimes, you know, you see dead flies at the bottom of the windowsill, don't you? Inside. Maybe that's because they've been banging their heads against that window all the time. Very, very dangerous animals, flies. Last night, what did I watch last night on the telly? I started watching, well, I started the day before actually, a programme on the BBC iPlayer. I think it's also on BBC One Colour on Monday nights. Luminaires. Anyone watch that? Very, very good. Old period drama type thing about gold digging. And this lady you think she's got lots of money and she hasn't. She hasn't. Someone nicks her purse. A so-called friend. A friend nicks her purse. Very, very good. Watch that one. I believe all the episodes are already on the BBC iPlayer. Or if you haven't got that and you've just got a telly at home, it's on BBC One Colour on I think it's on Monday nights. Because I went downstairs while I was having my evening dinner last night. Oh, and the foot spa came out last night. Oh, yes. The foot spa with Epsom salts and tea tree oil flavoured powder was placed in it. The whole house smells of it. Oh, it's lovely. An hour my feet are in there. My feet are in, the waters. I have it at about 42 degrees. Lovely. 42 degrees centigrade, which is about 217 degrees Fahrenheit, I think, something like that. Okay, so my feet are in this foot spa. It's bubbling away. It's vibrating like that. Oh, it's beautiful, Jet. You must get a foot spa. I would imagine someone like Denise has got a foot spa. Have you got a foot spa, Denise? What about Mandy Davenport? Do you have a foot spa? Oh, wonderful. You've got to get one. So I was sitting there watching that, and then I thought, I'll watch the second episode of Luminaires, and when I put my TV on, when it comes on, it defaults to BBC One. That's the first thing that comes on. And then we're showing an episode. That's why I think it's on Monday nights. All right? Quiz night tonight, gang. Quiz tonight, 8 o'clock. That's all ready to go. I left that a bit late this week. I did the music round. I recorded that on Friday, actually. But the questions I didn't do until last night. So that's tonight. Quiz night tonight, live on this channel at 8 o'clock. Spread the word, boys and girls. Not your legs. Spread the word. Spread the word tonight. 8 o'clock is quiz night this evening. It'd be lovely for you to come and join in. All right. Is that everything I've told you there? Okay. Let's have a little look at the old messages this morning. Good morning to George Bond, Diane, Jeb, Jason Hughes. Gavin is there. Morning, Gavin. Gavin always retweets, don't you? Always retweets. So thank you very much for that, Gavin. I've got a lot of photos to show you this morning. If you want to see them. I mean, if you don't want to see them, that's fine. Don't want to see them, that's fine. I've got a lot of photos to show you today. I will require 21 likes today to show you those photographs. 21 likes will get you to see photographs from 3 separate wonderful viewers. Okay? Do you want to see those photos today? 21 likes and I'll show them to you. Morning to Peter Wright, Dan S. Bonjour, Dan. Comment ça va? is the question to you. Dr. Gregorian, hello to you. Hello to a filthy peasant, a filthy, dirty, stinking peasant. Good morning, a filthy peasant. How are you today? Are you well? Daniel Holmes in the house today. Christopher Woodhouse, good morning. Chris Woodhouse is one of the people that has sent in some photos. Lovely photos, actually. If you're into bikes, there's a clue. If you're into bikes, he's one of the people sending stuff in today. Excuse me. Where else are we? Who's ready for some hotter than I be the heat? Well, me, Dan, only because I can get out of it in my air conditioning. There's Denise Andrews. Good morning. She sent in our lovely flamingo there. Thank you. Where are we? Let's just scroll down a little bit there. Amelia Phillips. Good morning to you, Amelia, in the house this morning. She's got physio today. Have you? Good luck on that one there. Andy, I'm looking very summery. We try to look as good as we possibly can at our advanced years. Andy, it gets harder. I need max factor. Tom Edwards from Thames says I need max factor. I need a bit of max factor on my face. What else have we got here? Adam Lapalama. Good morning, Adam. Hello to you. There's Sean Pye. Sean has sent some pictures in as well for us to see, gang. Again, biking type pictures. They look really good, actually, the pictures that have been sent in today. So if you want to send anything in, please feel free to do so. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. There was a man this morning who posted a picture of him playing, I think it was a ukulele. Was it a ukulele or a guitar? One of the two. And singing. And underneath the advert for today's show on one of the internet radio groups. And I've asked him if he wants to send it through to me. And then I can show it to you perhaps on tomorrow's show there. We'll see what he says when he comes back to us. All right. Park Nest, good morning, Park Nest. John Aitken, good morning, John. Did we say hello to Jason Hughes? Mandy Davenport, good morning. Morning to Maureen, there she is. Colin Kay, morning to John Parrish. John's asleep. Is he really? At 9:15 in the morning? Oh, Sherry, have you kept him up all night, Sherry? Oh, you little minx you are, my dear. Have you kept him up all night, Sherry? At his age? Are you trying to force a heart attack, my love? Morning, Sherry. Sherry does little videos as well. Cooking videos. She's done a cooking video there. Michael Lawrence, good morning. Scrolling. Morning to Gareth Floxton. Did you know flamingos retain their colours? No, I don't know that. I don't know how they... I just assume that they bathed in pink water all the time. Is that incorrect? Michael Parman, good morning, Michael. You're talking to each other there. Adrian Richardson, excellent. Okay, is that everyone we've said hello to this morning? Let's have a look there. Mick Davenport in the house. Morning, Mick. Heidi says it was 21 degrees in Norway at 8 a.m. Going to be a roaster today. Morning, Heidi Young. Yes, it is today, but it's tomorrow and the day after, and it's going to be very, very hot today or the day after, isn't it? Good morning to James Douglas Joker. Good morning, James. Dogging around the clock. That's what's going on, James. It's terrible what people get up to while this show is on. You know, this clean family-based show has to be with Shania Steele watching, you know, head of the Catholic Church on the Isle of Wight. Let's see there. Thank you. Excellent, D. Me and D seem to have trouble with our emails, don't we? I don't know why that is. They end up in trash. Okie doke. Right, what have we got today then? Let's read some stories. I told you the news on the weather today, of course. How about mowing the lawn? Now, I am always. How are we doing on likes? We want 20. What do we want? 21 likes to show you the pictures. We're nearly there. We got 19. All you got to do is like the show. How do you do that? Underneath the YouTube screen, if you've, as long as you haven't put it on the whole TV, sort of on the whole computer, there's a thumbs up and a thumbs up down. The thumbs up is a like, okay? If you hit the thumbs up, it will increase the number of the likes, and then you get to see the photos. If you hit the thumbs down, doesn't make any difference. It doesn't reduce the likes. I know some people like to try and play and disruptors, they're called. There's a few of those on here. Disruptors, they're called. If you hit the down button, it doesn't reduce the number of likes. Okay, if you hit the up ones, they will go up. All right, so we're just, oh, we've got 22. We got 22 likes. I think we'll go straight to the pictures this morning. Let's go straight to the pictures. Here we go then. Thank you very much for your likes this morning. First of all, Sean Pye has sent me in a picture of some bikes. There's a little story to go with it as well, I think. There we go. There we go. Sean writes, hi, Sean Pye here, Chris. Just thought I'd let you know I've got an electric bike. Tina, who's his wife, who's sadly no longer with us, ordered it without me knowing for my birthday, and it's just arrived. Oh, that's going to be very special. It's not just a bike, is it? It's the bike that was it the last thing she ordered, maybe? Oh, that'd be very. You'll never be able to get rid of that. How lovely. How lovely. I've got an electric bike. Tina ordered it without me knowing for my birthday, and it's just arrived. It took me 4 hours to build the thing, but it's a great bike. Oh, I can't stand that, Sean. Oh, you're supposed to be a man of the world. Why can't you do DIY? Or is your DIY like mine? When you do something, and then you have to get someone in to sort it all out afterwards. Is your DIY like that, Sean? Anyway, so let's have a look at Sean's bike. 4 hours it took him to put this together. Here we go. Look at that. It's got all the various, because it's an electric bike, so it's got various buttons and things like that. That's not bad looking bike, is it? That's the sort of bike I'd like, except I wouldn't want it in black. I'd want it in sort of, I quite like yellow on bikes. There we are. Decent sized tyres without them being too much, aren't they? But those tyres you've got on there, Sean, I did have two bikes at one point. One was like, I don't know what tyres you call. They're sort of mountain bike tyres, aren't they? One was mountain bike tyres like that, and the other one was like normal bike tyres that don't have those little knobbly bits on. And I found, let's have another look at that tyre there. There it is. There it is. You see that tyre there? I found the bike with tyres like that was very slow on the road. It required more effort to sort of push it along. Of course, it was great over in the forest, because when you had ground that was sort of a bit loose, it kind of bit like tyres on wet roads. You know, you never want to be on a wet road with no tread on your tyre. Very slippery, very, very dangerous. But those particular tyres, when I used to take it out sort of on the road, or on the, not on the road, but on the cycling paths that we have round here in Bracknell, I found it took great effort to kind of push it along. Eventually, I actually gave the bike away in the end to my niece's husband, because he was looking for a bike at the time. But lovely bike there. Thank you, Sean, for sending that one in. Adrian says, can you electrocute people with electric bikes so you can get too close? You can send out a shockwave to them. That would be fun. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Morning to Cycle Ranger. Morning. James says the bicycle seat looks quite menacing, like an arse torpedo. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at that. My bum aches when I go on my bike. It's all right. Let's have another look. It's all right for about an hour and a half. After that, I get really bad bum ache on my bike. Not legs or feet, bum ache. Legs are fine. Slicks Toured and mountain bike tyres, is that what they are? But yeah, it does look like a torpedo. I would imagine that doesn't look very comfortable, does it really, that saddle? You're all right for an hour. It's you know, when I've gone on long bike, because I've been on, not loads, I've been on a couple of long bike rides this year. Sort of, when I say long, I mean sort of 10 miles each way, so it's 20 miles altogether. And you wouldn't think that would be too far on a bike, but it is. it really is. And you're, oh dear, you're a bit like that on, you know, and you've had enough then. But Chris Woodhouse, who's with us, he's got a spare Comfort Saddle, I think it was called. Now, I bought one. I bought one down at Aldi a couple of weeks ago, thinking, well, that will improve it. And to be honest, it hasn't. But I paid £6 at Aldi. Chris has got one that he spent 20 quid on, and he swears it will be more comfortable. And he had a spare one, so he's popped that in the post and he's sending it over to me rather kindly. So I'll be trying that one out and let you know how that one goes. All right, there you go. Heidi, how thoughtful of Sean's late wife. Thoughtful to the end. Isn't that a lovely thing to get through the post? Unexpected. Unexpected through the post. Wonderful. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. Okay. All right, that's all right. All right, good. Anyway, so that's our first little lot of pictures there. Second lot of pictures comes from Chris Woodhouse, who's with us today. He's got a more sort of, what would you say, like a thicker bike, if you see what I mean. Here it is. Look at that. Looks more like a mini motorbike, really, doesn't it? That is an electric bike. That's the battery, that big black thing in the middle there. Okay, now, I think it looks fantastic. That wouldn't be a bike for me. Those tyres are just so big. And if you were pedalling, I would imagine that it would certainly be harder to pedal than something perhaps with like thinner tyres, which is what I have on my pedal bike. I don't have an electric bike at my pedal bike downstairs. But it looks good, doesn't it? Don't you think that looks good? And it's yellow. As I said, I do like a yellow bike. So you see, to me, that would be the sort of bike that we would see over the forest. You know, it doesn't look like a road bike to me. But that being said, Chris travels quite happily around the roads of London. I mean, I wouldn't. I think you're asking for trouble, but he travels around the roads of London. He's got lights on there and on the front and on the back there. And it's electric, as he say. You push a button, he says it tears up this hill going past people. But it's too chunky for me, that. No, we do like a little bit like myself. We do like something a bit slimmer. Perhaps a little bit slimmer. And I would feel guilty switching it into electric mode, because then I think, you know, you're just being lazy. But that's the whole point of buying it. You know, when they sell these electric bikes, they don't sell it as sort of a bike that you can switch on and then just go travelling, which is, of course, exactly what it can do. They sell it by saying, oh, well, you don't need to use the electric mode on there. But when you get onto a hill, when you're having trouble getting up it, and that's happened to me many times, you can flick this button and give yourself a little bit of a help going up there, which sounds great. But I just get this feeling, if I was to buy an electric bike and you're trying to get up this hill, oh, I can't be bothered with this, and you'd flick the floor. Once you've done it once, it's too much of a temptation to just keep doing it, isn't it? Don't you think? And I would get very used to just, you know, instead of on those times where you can actually get up a hill and it's not too bad. There's a hill coming. Oh, you know, and you flick the switch and you've taken away all the effort. So kind of defeated a little bit of the object of actually having a bike. If you keep switching it into electric mode, you've got to be very self, what's the word? You've got to be very strict with yourself not to flick that button unless you absolutely have to. That being said, batteries like Chris has had on his bike there, Chris has got on his bike there, you know, once that battery's charged, you could put it in electric mode only and do 30 miles, you know, not having to do a thing. Of course, with someone perhaps who's got bad legs or perhaps they're a little bit disabled and you can't ride a bike, it's an absolute godsend to have something like that, isn't it? You know. So thanks very much to Sean and Chris for sending us in those wonderful pictures of the bikes there. James says, I never forget when I hit a bump on my bike. The pointy seat prodded me bum while riding over the cobblestones. Exhilarating and happy days. You strike me as someone, James, that might take the seat off and sit on that pole. Can you get an electric broom, says Mick. Mandy's got an electric broomstick, is she really? Flying around, dishing out pain and suffering to people. I love it. Good morning to Paul and Lou today. Hello to Paul and Lou. Welcome back to the show, young Paul and Lou. Better late than never, or perhaps it is. I don't know. Our Super Chatter raffle this week, incidentally. Super Chatter raffle, that's the prize this week, okay? Every time you send a £1 tip, I'll give you a free raffle ticket. There's a few raffle tickets in there. That's the prize for the Super Chatter raffle, only for the Super Chatters, all right? And you would get yourself one of these every time you send a £1. All right, my darlings? So that's the prize on Thursday this week. Our final lot of photos, and I think he's still asleep at the moment, comes from Mr. John Parrish, who sent in some pictures of his cooking. So Sherry, his wife, is with us today. Here are those pictures there. There's a little story to go with this as well. Where's that story now? Just a moment. There we go. Dead animal with roast potatoes. There you go. I gotta say, John, those roast potatoes are a little bit white for me, my darling. You know, I think there's a little bit of racism against potatoes that's happening there, to be honest. They're far too white. What is that on top there? Is that carrots or is that a bit of cheese? I don't know what that is. Or it could be cabbage. Could be cabbage. There we are. Anyway, there's John's. I hope he leaves those potatoes a little bit longer in the oven than that. Oh my God. They remind me of someone else who does roast potatoes, who will remain nameless because they get that upset. Is that a little bit of rosemary I can see on there as well, John? Very nice looking, dear. But still not brown enough, my love. Look at them, dear. They're white, dear. White. Look like those people that go abroad. On their first day, they come out in the sun like that, don't they? And then they're just burnt to a crisp. Burnt to crisps. Yes, please, cheese and onion. Burnt to a crisp. Oh, look, here we go. Michael sent in a super chat. Thank you. Love the shirt. I hope Central Station opens soon. Well, we might get some news, Michael, later today. The pub may well open. Whether the karaoke comes back, I do not know. I do not know. I can't see that happening somehow. It's just too difficult to do it. You imagine someone standing on the stage, they're singing, well, the stuff's coming out their mouths, and also they tell us that the virus stuff is heavier than air. So if you're underneath someone who's singing, you want to sit at the back, Michael, where you usually are, mate. Keep yourself safe. You need a pair of these, darling. Look, I found these in my shed in a packet. Look, these are great, aren't they? Look. I feel I could do the whole show in this. You could spit at me and I wouldn't get damaged with a mask on as well. Hang on, let me write you a couple of raffle tickets out for Thursday, darling. Is Rachel at work, incidentally? Where's Rachel? I think she's at work, isn't she? 2 raffle tickets for you there. 633 and 634, young Michael. Okay. That gives you the chance to win one of our exclusive UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk mugs. It says there, I'm a Chris Reardon winner and UK Lockdown 2020. When they're gone, they're gone. Won't be any of those made again, darling, all right? Might be some more mugs made, but they won't say that on there because we'll be probably out of lockdown then. Unless we'll have another one later on, which is quite possible, I think. Oh, we talked about early next January. We could have a resurgence next January, couldn't we? Mandy is absolutely no snowflake, Jason. I'll tell you that now. Mandy is I reckon if I met Mandy, she would tell you how it is, and we kind of like that. We don't like all this pussyfooting about, do we? We quite like being told how it is. I think so. All right, Michael. Thanks, Chris, and thanks to you for the £2 tip. Much appreciated. All right, darling. Turn up with all your. Oh, that's a point. Hang on a minute. We could do I could add this on my what is it N95 mask, M95. I could have this on and this on, or the hazmat suit. Why not? Why not? I could have these on to protect my eyes. I could have a mask on. We don't worry about hands and things like that. Gloves are pointless. I honestly feel gloves are pointless because every time you touch something, you know, what, there it is, it's on. What are you going to do? Change your gloves again? Can't just keep changing gloves, can we, all the time? John's a good cook. Potatoes tasted great, despite the now malnourished potatoes. I can tell he's a good cook. I can tell that. What else have we got here? You're chatting away to each other. That's good. That's good. All right, let's do another story then. Thanks very much for sending in your photos today. And once again, gang, if you've got anything to send in, photos, little videos, perhaps you play an instrument and you want to send something out. What about Shania? Why don't you send some of your violin playing in, Shania? We'd like to see some of that, please, my darling. Send in some of your violin playing. Yes, we want to see that, Shania. Good morning to Fun Things to Do with Tech joining us this morning as well. So anyway, we were just getting onto this subject in the Daily Mirror today. What time do you think it's acceptable to start making noise in your garden? Now, I'm very lucky here. We don't have, and I don't mean this in a nasty way at all, but I don't have children, as in families, around me in any of the houses here. None of us do. We're all of an age. There's Babe Station Pearl down the end. I think she's mid-60s. Okay. There's Tim, who's roughly the same age as me, next to her. There's my neighbour, Dave and Karen. They're a little bit older than me. And there's me. There's no children on these four. So we don't suffer from any noise. But quite apart from children, and children will be children, they need to go out and play. I understand all that, you know. But there are other noises that can be made as well. DIY noises. The worst noise that really grates me is angle grinding pieces of stone or concrete. I can't bear that noise. Wood is a different noise altogether. You know, you got an electric saw on a piece of wood or a paving stone, completely different sounds. Really. I hate that noise. Well, in the Daily Mirror today, what time do you think it's acceptable to start making noise in the garden? Personally, I feel about 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, I wouldn't consider going out and mowing my lawn before 10 o'clock in the morning. Not that it's a massive lawn anyway. It's all over and done with in 15 minutes. Don't take me long. I wouldn't be making noise until 10. I would, however, probably mow my lawn anything up to about 8 o'clock at night. So sort of between 10 a.m. and 8 a.m. I think it's quite acceptable to be mowing your lawn or making a little bit of a noise in your garden, perhaps a bit of drilling, something like that. Well, in the Daily Mirror this morning, this mum wants to ask users on a group chat thing called Mumsnet whether it's acceptable to mow her lawn before the sun hits the garden, and users were divided. And there's a picture of her, honestly, mowing the lawn. She's got ear defenders on. Right, so don't affect her. She's got sunglasses on, a low-cut vest, and she's got makeup on, and she's doing that look. You know that look that some of these girls do when they're having their picture taken? What is all that about? Even some of the gay boys do it as well. They do. Looks funny, doesn't it? They think that looks good. And she's pushing her chest out, holding the camera out. Anyway, a busy mum has started a debate between parents asking whether it would be acceptable to mow the lawn at 8 o'clock in the morning. I think that's outrageous. The woman explained when she gets home from work at 2:30 in the afternoon, the sun is beating down on her garden, so she would have to wait until the grass is in the shade after 6 p.m. to mow it. But by then, she's knackered. Well, why has she got to wait? It don't make any difference if the sun's coming down on it, whether you cut it or not. She also argued, at that time of the morning, a number of delivery drivers and builders often make a racket compared to her very quiet electric mower. Yeah, but I mean, how many times do you see a builder in your road? Yeah, maybe once in a blue moon, and they do their work, and that's it. That's all over and done with. For months. Not every week, dear. Oh, honestly, what has she got on? So she's got on she's got on Wellington boots in the middle of summer to mow the lawn. She also argued that at that time of the morning, she took to Mumsnet, which I say is a group of thing, to ask whether it would be acceptable to mow the lawn first thing in the morning when it's not too hot and she's not too tired, but users were divided. What do you think? She wrote, we have a very quiet electric mower. Well, I've got an electric mower. It's not quiet, especially because I've got a lot of pine trees around my house and the little cones drop down. You can have loads of them in the garden. When it picks those up, and sometimes they just go click and fire into the grass collector thing. Sometimes they get stuck. They go, and you have to stop the mower and take the cone off because it's got stuck in the blade. So before ending her post, she said, would it be unreasonable to... Oh, she says, would it be you? Be you. Do you know what that means? She's another one of these abbreviators. Don't you hate that? You know, you're reading a newspaper and you see an abbreviation, like 2 letters, and you don't know what it is. They just like make up their own language as they go along, these people. I've no idea what they're talking about. Would it be you to give a quick mower 8? Be you. Now, apparently that means be unreasonable. Well, why don't you just say that? Laziness, dear. What are they teaching in these schools? To give it a quick mow at 8 o'clock? While a few mums thought it was fine, others said it was way too early. Weekdays fine, weekends no, says one. Another said I'd be fine with it, but then my neighbour's garden starts at 8. My neighbour's gardener starts at 8. A third said it wouldn't bother me. One person says I get up at 6 a.m, so I'm an early riser. But I wouldn't mow the lawn until at least 9 o'clock in the morning. Another admitted, unreasonable, I think. Put it this way, I would be fuming. And too early, people need sleep, say a third. So what do you think? I think that's far too early to be cutting the lawn, surely. Surely it is. Let's see what you're saying there. Jason says, I get the grinder going as soon as the neighbours start their lawnmowers up at 7:30 on the weekend. 7:30, they're cutting their grass. That's outrageous, isn't it? No difference for me to use my grinder at that time. I don't start making noise until 10 o'clock in the morning. Gosh. Is it the duck lips pose, says James. The duck lips pose, they look stupid, don't they? The trout pout, that's what it's called, yeah. Adam the plumber. As regards to making noise in the garden, I personally have not started any building works in my garden before 9:30 in the morning. After 6 p.m. at night, and not after 6 p.m. at night, as I feel this is not a good time to disturb the neighbours. There you go. Thinking of consideration for other people. Adam the plumber. I like to think I'm very considerate towards my neighbours. I don't like to make noise at all. Heidi, I'm going to a caravan for a cup of tea and cake. Oh, I like the sound of that. A cup of tea and cake. Yes. What's your favourite cake? I like angel cake. Do you like angel cake? Angel cake's nice. My sister can make cakes. Lemon drizzle. Our chief head of baking on this channel is Mick Davenport. He is head of baking. Mick Davenport, head of baking. On this channel. Where's young Shania? She's disappeared, hasn't she? Shania. She must be doing another thing of the rosary. Come on, Shania. Send me some pictures of you playing the violin. Send me a video of you playing the violin. We must play that out for the millions of viewers all over the world to watch it, my love. Seagull alert. Warning. This is a second red alert I'm going to have to play today. Warning. Warning. Red alert. Red alert. Seagulls are attacking, boys and girls. In the Daily Mail today, there's been a spate of seagulls attacking nursery children and workers during lockdown due to food shortages, and it's led to a 400% spike in demand for technology to repel the aggressive birds. They're so fat, aren't they, seagulls? How do they fly? How do seagulls fly? It says a spate of seagulls attacks has been recorded as people return to quiet buildings and seaside towns invaded by the 5.5-foot wingspan, 5.5 feet these spans are during lockdown. The birds are dive bombing people. Christ. Returning. I wonder what it's like that at Whitby in Yorkshire. The seagulls there are very, very brave. As the birds are dive-bombing people returning to previously shuttered offices, swooping on unsuspecting walkers enjoying seafront strolls and terrorising small children. It's like that, The Birds, isn't it? That film, The Birds. One nursery in West Sussex even had to let children and teachers dash inside despite social distancing measures as the angry birds nosedived on the playground. Pest management company says it's seen a 400% spike in demand for technology to repel birds. I don't know what they do, actually. Perhaps it says here somewhere. Usually reserved for airports, from schools, universities and local councils dealing with the menace. The company sells loudspeakers that squall gull alarm calls. I wonder what that sounds like. Nah, 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 nah. Something like that, maybe. Gull alarm calls whenever the birds are close, sending them flapping for shelter. Like that. The kit, which also comes with an inflatable human dubbed Scary Dave, who pops up whenever the birds are close, can even be set up without breaking social distancing rules. Oh, there's a picture of one pulling a blooming pigeon apart. Oh, it's vile. Oh, they're attacking pigeons. It's literally pulling one apart. Oh, vile. They got horrible eyes, haven't they, seagulls? There's certain animals with horrible eyes. Seagulls is one. The other, goats. Goats. They're a bit scary, aren't they? Goats. Their eyes. Go on, quickly. Someone set up a little left-wing group. Oh, rights for goats. Rights for goats. Oh. The seagulls have loved the peace and quiet in the Daily Mail and have taken opportunity to nest on empty buildings, he said. The seagulls hatched their chicks on the roofs of buildings and now people are returning to those buildings and so they're reacting aggressively because they want to protect their chicks. So they've taken over the buildings, you see. They're trying to take over the buildings. There's a picture of one of these devices, actually. It's like it's a solar panel and some sort of little box on the top there. And that's it. So you wouldn't have to keep changing batteries or anything like that. And also a couple of those, you know, those blow up sort of scarecrow type things. They've got some of those on the roofs as well. Morning to Simon Steele. A 12-bore shotgun sends to sort the seagulls out. Oh, it's horrible. There's a picture of them literally pulling a pigeon apart. Oh, it's awful. I hope they're dead at the time. Morning, Simon. Seagulls are only like that because of humans feeding them. Yes, Jason. I remember I was in Australia with Uncle Martin some years ago, and he took me to this chip. We went to get some chips. Not like the tip tops here. I mean, you go in there, the selection of different... I didn't eat fish, but the selection of all these different types of fish that you could buy there was quite unbelievable. Anyway, so we're sitting there on this bench with our chips and what have you. And there's all these seagulls, hundreds of these seagulls. I think there were seagulls. There might have been other birds as well there, just flying around. And then one person chucked a chip down. It says, "Do not feed the seagulls." My God, you should have seen them all come down. They are quite scary, aren't they, seagulls? I think so. Paul and Lou says it's very peaceful where he is. Next door's son recently discovered girls and was inviting girls round when his mum and dad were at work. Now he's knackered. Mick says it's not as scary. Seagull's eyes are not as scary as Mandy's eyes. Well, if you did what you were told, Mick, then you wouldn't get hurt, would you? But you won't. You go around doing whatever you want, and then you wonder why. You must do as you're told. Oh dear, I'm getting this little pain here again today. This one here. But it's like a sauna. I can't even describe it to you. Bridlington is worse than Whitby, says a filthy peasant for the seagulls. It is. Come on, Shania. We need to have a video of you, so just record something on your camera and email it to me. Usual address, darling, and we can play that out for you to show people you. We might have to ask for a lot of likes for that one. That's got to be worth at least 200 likes to see Shania playing the violin, I think. Mick, we have massive seagulls doing a river dance on my car roof. Well, forget that, Mick. You imagine being in bed in a caravan at 6 o'clock in the morning and the bleeding things land on your caravan roof. That is noisy. Funnily enough, up at one of the Haven holidays, I was in bed, and every morning these seagulls seemed to descend on my roof, and I couldn't work out why. And eventually, after 2 or 3 days, my nephew's wife told me, "Have you had any seagulls land?" I said, "Yes, I have, funnily enough." "Oh, well, I wonder why that is. They've been chucking stuff onto the roof to make it happen." Good morning to AD. Morning, AD. Morning, AD. AD's a big karaoke fan. He's knocking out children at the moment with his missus, aren't you? Louise and I were walking along Hastings seafront, and a seagull swooped down and stole a donut from Louisa, put out of her hand. Have you seen the price of a seaside donut? Well, yes. That's why the seagulls aren't buying them and they're nicking them instead, because they're too expensive. You want to go to Tesco's? Go to Tesco's first. God's sake, man. Go to Tesco's and get yourself, jam donuts. Oh. No, Morrison's do the best ones of those. Jam donuts with covered in sugar with jam injected into the middle. Oh, when's the last time I had one of those? Oh, perhaps I should have one today. I could get the co-op. Oh, I just got a text from the not a text, but a Facebook advert. Apparently, the co-op are doing deliveries now as well. Did you know that? You know, like Asda and Sainsbury's, apparently the co-op are doing them now as well. Home deliveries, yeah. Which is handy if you don't want to go out, and have it done like that. Daniel's back in Romford this morning. Morning, Daniel. You'll need loads of PPE around Romford. Some very dodgy people walking around there, my friend. It's your heart. It's dropped down. It's there. It's like I don't know. It's like a soreness that's there all the time. There's nothing sticking up or anything like that. It's just I would imagine it's a stomach thing. I get a lot of stomach issues. It's ever since I had my burst appendix taken out. Adam, working on the railway, seagulls nests quite often on the roof, and when they get on the roof, blocking up plumbing type. Adam's a plumber, blocking up plumbing type things and pipes, are they? Seagulls nest often in the roof, and when they get that's jumped up there. I've lost it. And when they get blocked, if there's a nest present, we have to leave it for 8 weeks, often causing lots of damage to the station. You're not allowed to move seagulls' eggs, is that right? Oh, I didn't know that. That's a new thing to me. That's a new thing to me. Peter Wright received his prize yesterday. Excellent. In Dawlish, there's a tame seagull called Sid the seagull. And he tapped on the caravan door when he wanted feeding. Did he really? They get used to that. You see, that means someone else has been feeding him. I used to have, at Haven Holidays, there was a particular one, Wild Duck, I think it was called, and they just had ducks everywhere, literally just walking around on the site. And they'd come up to your door. They'd come up to your door and just wait there for you to get up. And then they'd come up wanting to be fed. Aunt Anna was fantastic. Daniel had ferrets chasing in my wine glass once, but he was drunk at the time. Pizza Co-op done delivery for years. Not round here it hasn't. Might be where you are. They've only just started doing it here. Co-op delivery. We've literally got a message today. Co-op are now doing deliveries. The Co-ops, incidentally, I don't know if you may or may not know this, they're not the same all over the countries. They are different. They seem to be different companies just under the Co-op logo. For example, I can't use my my card, my Co-op card, to collect points. What's that called? Can't use that up north. I have a separate one for up north and a separate one for down here. Yes. So seagulls are protected in law, apparently, according to Cycle Radio. Denise has got peacocks. Peacocks tap on the patio doors for their bread. There you go. There you go. Very, very dodgy. Very dodgy indeed. Right, what else have we got here? Where is your lockdown loo? This is dodgy, especially for people with... I suffer a little bit from IBS. Not as much as the lovely Rachel, who's not with us this morning. It says again in the Daily Mail, as lockdown restrictions ease and people socialise outdoors with takeaway coffees and beers, the question of access to toilets is proving a huge problem, with people taking to social media to complain about revellers weeing in public. I mean, it's bad enough seeing the blokes do it, but ladies, surely you're not doing that in public, are you? Crouching down and pulling down your knickers by the side of a road. Do you remember doing that when you was a child? Did your mum hold you over the gutter? It says now there's a solution in the form of a website. Write this down, gang. Lockdownloo.com. Correct. You've heard it correctly. Lockdownloo.com, created by civil servant Tom, who's 25, and his tech worker brother Charles of Hammersmith, operating under the aliases Sir Court Short, which aims to log all the open toilets across the UK and Northern Ireland. We need something like this. We need something like this. The site currently lists 1,200 toilets and public loos in stations, cafes and pubs that are open with the help of councils and submissions from the public via Twitter. The map can be consulted on your web browser from your phone or be opened on My Maps if you have an Android device. It can also be used via the Google Maps app on iPhones. So shall we have a look at that? What's it called? Let's do it on the phone and see what we come up with. Lockdownloos. We need this. We need this. Lockdownloos.com. Let's just type that into my iPhone thing. Lockdownloos.com. Oh, I spread that wrong. Spelt that wrong. Lockdownloos.com. Let's see what we get here. Oh, that's not right. If I've got that right there. Lockdownloo.com. Okay, I'll put an S on there. Lockdownloo.com it's called. Try it yourself, gang. Lockdownloo. I've got fat fingers. I always put wrong letters in. Lockdownloo.com. Don't put loos because you'll get the wrong thing up. Lockdownloo.com. There we go. Find toilets which are open. Share ones that you know. So, submit one. Oh, there we go. Google Maps. Google Maps. Where is it then? Nope. Let's try that again. Where it is. Let's just... So how do we do this? Oh, we zoom into it. Use two fingers to move the map. Oh, okay. All right. So where are we now? There's probably an easier way to do this. Oh, I can't do this now. No. Well, I'm not finding that particularly easy. Oh, hang on. Let's open up the map. Oh, that'll be better. Lockdownloos. Oh, that's better. So there's all the loos there. Okay, and we zoom in by pulling it apart. So I'm sort of... Lots in London. Look at London. That's London with all the blue ones there. Oh, this is good, isn't it? Well, where am I then? M3. M3. Well, there's not many in Bracknell, dear. We'll have to hold it. There's nothing in Chobham. Posh Chobham. Come on, where's Bracknell gone? Dorking. Redhill. Crawley. Oh, I'm not very good at this, am I? M3. There you go. M3. Come on, Bracknell. Where are you? Bag Shop, Bisley. Oh, we're getting closer. Camberley. Where's bleeding Bracknell then? Can't even find where I live. Frimley Park, that's too far. Junction 3, there's Junction 3. Bag Shop Park. Which side of the road are we on? Don't say Bracknell. Long Acres Garden Centre, oh, I know where that is. M3. No. Oh, maybe it's on the other side, is it? I think Longacre's there. 322, 322. There we go. Bracknell then. Bracknell. Oh, there's one there. No, there isn't. Oh, there's one quite close, it says there. I think. Is that one there? Well, we've got none in Bracknell, according to this. Nothing. Look at that. Nothing in Bracknell. Nothing. There you go. Well, it's a good job we got the forest then, isn't it? Never go walking in a forest without a roll of toilet paper with you. That's what I say. That is quite a good thing, though, and presumably that will get better as time comes along. And if you find out a toilet, you can enter it on there and help other people. So lockdownloo.com. Lockdownloo.com is the stream on there if you want to, okay? Mick says there's nothing posh about Bracknell. Mick, you haven't been here, dear. How would you know? How would you know? You'll never get an invite round here. Never. We don't want people like you round here from Bristol. Please. Dreadful people, dear. Ghastly, awful people in Bristol. Left-wing lovies. That's what they are in Bristol. Left-wing lovies. Sherry has stated making noises in her sleep kept me awake all night. Is she really? Is it noises like this? We like noises. Dr. Gregorian. Oh, thank you, Dr. Gregorian. It's time for my pills. Thank you, Dr. Gregorian. Women pee in the street in Bristol. I've seen it. Don't be talking about your wife like that. Terrible you are. Absolutely terrible saying things like that. What else have we got here? Oh, there he is. John Parrish has arrived. I hope you did brown those potatoes. Fancy sending me a picture of, you know, what's that word now? Where something's too white, like albino potatoes. Fancy sending me pictures of albino potatoes. Casualty gang. Very, very important. Casualty news. Where's Casualty gone? That's what Fran wants to know. That's what Mandy wants to know. And certainly that's what I want to know. Well, I found this article on Digital Spy, which I used to go on there quite a lot. And then he changed how it looks. The bloke who changed how it looks. And I just lost interest in it after that. But it says here, on Digital Spy, when will Casualty be back on our screens? And it says, although there's been no official confirmation when Casualty will return, the good news is it's not set to last long. Now, I seem to remember they do often have a little bit of a break in the summer, although it's not very long. Maybe just a couple of weeks they're off and then they come back again. Well, kind of Casualty disappeared some weeks ago, and I don't remember an announcement being made. It just kind of stopped, didn't it? Oh, I've got hiccups now. Well, Digital Spy understands that Casualty's summer break will last throughout June before provisionally returning next month. So, which is next week is next month, isn't it? Given that Casualty films up to 4 months in advance, the show still has plenty of new episodes in the bag to keep us going for a while, yet once it does return. And watch this space for further updates in a few weeks' time. Now, they stopped filming along with many other things. As you know, EastEnders has disappeared off the screen at the moment. And it goes on, when will Casualty return to filming? And it says, it's no secret that Casualty was forced to halt filming in mid-March and has not yet been able to resume. With other soaps either back or preparing to head back to filming, it's hopefully only a matter of time before Casualty follows suit. Homebase is also not filming at the moment. I think maybe the programmes they're running were already in the can, or maybe they've scraped together some of the stuff that they didn't use and made more programmes out of it. Sometimes they can do that, you know. However, it says, given the nature of some of the medical scenes filmed in both shows, inevitable work and changes will need to be made beforehand in order to ensure social distancing measures can be practiced safely. I mean, it's bad enough, you know, when you think about it, talking of real hospitals. It's bad enough, you know, when you go in there on a normal day and some of the staff have got these masks and things on. Now, I would assume that everyone in there who you deal with in the hospital have got some sort of outfit on, haven't they? We're trying to find solutions, says Connie Beecham, who is actress Amanda Mealing, explained to the TV Times. We'll never leave the audience without something because Casualty is set in an emergency department. We're in a better place than many. Amanda also reveals that the show's current concerns are with how to keep the crew protected, as the actors can visibly get away with wearing PPE, what with the show taking place in a hospital. So that's the answer for the Casualty question that some of us have been wondering for a while now. They stopped filming back in March, and although they've got some in the can, they're kind of holding them back a little bit there. All right. Denise Emmerdale with the lockdown scenes. No, thank you. Wants to see that while we're still living it. Not me. So I don't watch Emmerdale, really. Never watched. I like the music. That's about all, I'm afraid. Albino potatoes. We just call them Brilliant White. Morning to LaBelle, your emerald-eyed tropical bouquet of magic. Good morning, LaBelle. LaBelle is a resident drag queen in New York, joins us often this time in the morning. Sometimes she's only getting in now, aren't you, my love? Simon, is your toilet open to the public? Certainly not. I don't like people using my toilet. I hate it. Hate people using my toilet. AD, maybe you should install a public toilet in your garden for the residents of Bracknell. I don't think so, AD. No one's coming and using my toilets here. Well, what about one of those portable things? Oh, my God, that someone has to empty. Oh, God. Awful. Awful. I don't like the sound of that at all. Two more stories. Eating bread will not make you fat. That's what it says in the Sun this morning. It says, get ready. Eating bread will not make you fat or stop you from losing weight, says no-nonsense fitness guru. It says bread has also been getting a bit of a bad reputation when it comes to weight loss. Some says it leaves them feeling bloated, while others are convinced it contains too many calories. But here's the thing. The result, bread ends up getting cut out of the diet completely, but a nutrition expert says there's no need to fear the humble loaf. You are fearing too much. No need to fear the humble loaf. It says bread doesn't make you fat at all. Explaining the theory in his latest Instagram post, he said that when trying to reduce or maintain weight, many continue to assume that bread must be abolished from their diet. In terms of energy, there's no difference between white or brown bread, and while the latter contains more fibre, which may increase the feeling of fullness, one would be better placed to evaluate the total ingredients consumed with bread in order to determine a more holistic perspective. Now, the point is, it's the peanut butter and jam that's doing it. It's the butter. If you have a piece of bread on its own, they're saying in this, to demonstrate this, he shared an infographic of a slice of bread at 95 calories, okay? Slice of bread, 95 calories, compared with a slice topped with 40 grams of peanut butter and 30 grams of jam. Those additional ingredients take the calories of that one slice of bread to 407 calories, according to this story. Graham said in this example, smearing on a few generous layers of peanut butter and jam, components of a hearty peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which doesn't appeal to me at all, more than quadruples the total calorie content of the consumed food. Consequently, all of a sudden the debate is not about consumption of bread in the first instance or its colour in the second. Adding an often invisible 10 grams of butter, now this is me, to a warm slice of bread will result in the calorific value of the bread increasing from 95 calories to 169 calories. Again, you're almost doubling it. Thus, though its visibility is dormant, it's the butter that nearly doubles the calorific value of what we often perceive as the consequence of eating bread. You see, it's not the bread. It's not the bread, it's the butter you put on there. So, I mean, I don't know about you. I quite like, if I've had something with gravy or like one of my campfire stews, which contains like a lot of chopped up tomatoes and stuff like that in it, or beans on toast. Beans on toast. Don't have the butter. It's as simple as that. Don't have the butter. Can you have beans on toast without butter? I suppose you can. I don't know. I haven't tried that really. Maybe I'll try that tonight and report back to you live and exclusively on this programme tomorrow. There's so many exclusives in this show. It's unbelievable. All right, let's do the raffle tickets. Daniel says, talking of toilets, I went round to my mum's once and she said, Daniel, I'd give you 5 minutes. Give it 5 minutes if I were you, which was strange because she was coming out of the lounge at the time. Oh, no. Parklist, I like that. There was a knock at the door. It was someone collecting for the local swimming pool, so I gave them a bottle of water, a bucket of water. Morning to one man down this Sprinter van there. Dave Holland in the house as well. Hello, Dave. 4th of July for Casualty. Everything seems to be happening on the 4th of July, doesn't it? Right, I'm going to give out some raffle tickets now, boys and girls. If you're new to the show, a big welcome along to you. It's just a little bit of fun. We have Monday to Saturday. We're not on Sunday mornings. Okay, Monday to Saturday we're here at 8:45. Sometimes the time may change at the last minute depending on sort of what I'm doing. Okay, but general time for the show is now 8:45 in the morning. One of the things we always do at the end of the show is give out raffle tickets. You can only claim a raffle ticket while the show is on, either by email, okay, or asking in the chat box, or by text message to the text message at the top in the top left-hand corner. Once the show is finished, no more raffle tickets. You know, I'm sorry I couldn't be there this morning, but can I have a raffle ticket? No, because it's the same rules for everyone, and otherwise it just goes on and on throughout my day and other things to do in my sad, lonely, pathetic life. So we give out raffle tickets at the end of every show, and on a Monday morning, in Monday's show, someone wins one of those. We do the raffle on Monday mornings, okay? All right. There's also another raffle that happens. That's on Thursday, but that's only for the people that send in tips. So every time someone sends us a £1 tip, I give them one of these raffle tickets, free of charge. You send a £1 tip, £2, you get 2. And we have a changing prize on Thursday. With this week is one of our I Am a Chris Reardon Winner exclusive mugs. All right. I'm very sorry to have to inform you the flamingo behind me is not and will never be one of the prizes because it is a gift from one of our entrusted listeners and viewers. All right, here we go then. Raffle ticket time. Fran Green 206 for Fran. Thank you, Fran. Michael Lawrence 207. Paul and Lou, who have never won anything yet still. Paul and Lou 208. Can't believe that. It's just how it is, isn't it? It just shows you it can't be fixed, can it? You know, Paul and Lou never won anything yet. I don't know why. There are some of our trusted moderators, Paul and Lou. They watch out for naughty words and naughty words or dodgy comments. And then usually you'll have it removed. If you keep doing it, you get like a timeout for 5 minutes. And if you do it any longer, you get an instant block. And let me tell you, once you've been blocked, that's it. There's no going back. Or maybe there is. Jason Hughes, thank you. 209 for Jason. Maureen, 210. Denise Andrews, 211 for Denise. Angie, 212. Shania, 213. She was doing the rosary with the bishop yesterday. With the bishop! Did he mention me at all, Shania? Perhaps I could have a go on his instrument at the Portsmouth Cathedral. Is it Saint? It's not called Portsmouth Cathedral. It's not known as Portsmouth Cathedral, is it? It's known as Saint something. I can't remember what it was called now. Anyway, Shania, done yours. What did I say? 213 for Shania. John Aitken, 214. Mick Davenport, 215. Colin K, 216. Dave Holland, 217. Scrolling up. Where's Davey boy? There's Davey. Heidi Young, 218. Diane Jebb, 219. Peter Wright, 220. AMS Clark, 221. Jason, did you get that shirt free with a backdrop, dear? Just noticed a flamingo. No, Non-Irish Mary, who we lost last year. Non-Irish Mary from Ireland bought me 2 of these. Yeah, she brought them into the Central Station once while I was doing the karaoke. So these are quite special, these T-shirts to me. Yeah, that's where they came. Simon Steele, 222 for you, Simon. Thank you, Simon Steele, 222. Dave Holland doesn't want anything either. Look at that. There we are. Here's 1 or 2 of you who've never won anything. St. John's Cathedral, thank you very much. And John Parrish, 223 for John Parrish. Anyone else for a raffle ticket? If you've applied by email, I'll do those straight after the show. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now and I'll correct that. And while you're doing that, I'll read out today's birthdays. Happy birthday to Peter Tabasco Murray, 61 years old today. I didn't think he was old as that, Peter. Big happy birthday to you, sir, today. 61 today for Peter. Callum Duff, good morning. Happy birthday, Callum. Genevieve, such a wonderful name. Genevieve Murray Dunsmore, I think it is. Happy birthday to you, Genevieve. Love your name. Rob Thompson today is a young 38 years old. And William White today is 58. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yes, happy birthday, boys and girls. Sorry, John, I forgot your 2 grunts, my darling. There'll be more grunting tonight. Yes, it's quiz night tonight, boys and girls. Quiz night tonight. I do hope you can join us for a quiz tonight. 8 o'clock is quiz time. Take the poster and share it on your walls, please, and on your Twitters and various people like that. We'd like a few more people for the quiz, and that'll be nice tonight. All ready to go. Quiz night tonight at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much. Dave Holland used to enjoy me and Mary singing together. Well, we did the Grease Mega Mix, I think was our song. Yeah. Happy times, happy times. Have a lovely day. Thanks, gang. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the show tonight. Or this morning. I'll see you again tonight for quiz night at 8 o'clock. Cheerio.